husband happily opened the wedding anniversary gift his wife gave him, but he never expected that inside the gift box was a cold and emotionless divorce certificate. The husband was full of disbelief when he saw it. He could not understand why the wife who once swore to grow old with him would suddenly decide to divorce him so heartlessly. What he did not know was that from the moment he protected his junior and harmed his wife's company interests, his wife had already decided not to give him any more chances, and to make him pay the price for his choices. It turned out that just 3 days earlier, the design blueprints of the woman's company had been stolen. In court, the husband argued strongly based on reason. As a top lawyer, he had never lost a case in 7 years of practice. The woman also trusted her husband completely. In her view, with her husband helping, this lawsuit could not possibly be lost. Besides, the opposing defense lawyer was only an intern lawyer. But what she never expected, no matter what, was that the opposing defense lawyer was actually her husband's junior from his college days. The junior lawyer only acted cute and said she did not want to lose. And the husband actually switched sides in court and prepared to withdraw the case. The woman was completely shocked when she heard this. She never thought her husband would break his 7-year undefeated record just for a so-called junior. And it was precisely because of her husband's last-minute betrayal that her company had to pay $20 million in liquidated damages to the plaintiff. After leaving the courtroom, the woman questioned her husband about why he chose to give up when the evidence was so clear. But the husband told her not to make a big deal out of it. He claimed that the junior had just gotten her law license, and if she lost this case, no one would ever hire her again. But the woman was different. Her company was worth billions, and $20 million was nothing to her. Hearing this, the woman felt instant disappointment toward the man in front of her. At that moment, the junior deliberately came over to provoke them. She spoke in a fake innocent tone and thanked the woman for being generous enough to lose $20 million to help her succeed. The woman smiled disdainfully after hearing this. She had never said she would help the junior. Her company would not pay a single cent of the $20 million. Then she turned around and left without looking back. Seeing this, the husband hurried to chase after her to stop her. But the woman did not give him any chance at all, and directly ordered the driver to leave. Even when the man's fingers were caught by the car door, she did not blink an eye. The woman thought that giving her husband this warning would make him restrain himself, but she never expected that later that same afternoon, the husband brought the junior to a law firm under his name. He even hired her with $1 million annual salary. Seeing that her husband continued to push her limits shamelessly, the woman immediately went to that law firm. After all, she was the biggest shareholder behind the firm. Without her approval, the junior would never get $1 million salary. Unexpectedly, after seeing the woman lose her temper, the husband shamelessly scolded her for acting impulsively. He claimed that the junior graduated from the world's #1 law school, and that being able to hire her with $1 million salary was a blessing earned from a past life. But the woman directly threw out a withdrawal notice from the junior's school. It clearly recorded that the junior had skipped classes for years and failed to meet the required credits. Even so, the husband still stubbornly argued back. He claimed that academic background did not represent everything. He said the junior had worked for 2 years at a top international law firm and had rich practical experience. The woman rudely interrupted him. She questioned whether the so-called rich practical experience meant organizing files and photocopying documents every day. She asked if the junior had ever even had the chance to independently handle a case. Then she threw out photos of the junior serving tea and water at a top international law firm. The husband instantly lost his temper when he saw this. He made a harsh statement, saying that he was the firm's chief managing partner. No matter what, he would keep the junior here today. Seeing that things had completely fallen apart, the woman immediately stated that since they disagreed, they should vote. She then asked those who agreed to let the junior stay to raise their hands. To her surprise, after the husband raised his hand, all the board members present raised their hands as well. Seeing this, the woman smiled bitterly. It seemed that because she rarely came here, everyone had ignored her as the largest shareholder. So the woman announced on the spot that she would withdraw her investment starting that day. As soon as she said this, everyone was shocked. After the woman left, everyone urged the husband to persuade her. After all, the woman held 80% of the shares. Once she left, they would not even be able to pay employee salaries. But even so, the husband insisted on keeping the junior. He claimed that the woman loved him so much that she would never really withdraw her investment. However, half a month later, the finance department called the woman. They urged her to transfer money quickly to pay employee salaries. The woman simply replied lightly that she had no money and hung up the phone. Soon after, the husband went to find the woman. He never expected that she would actually withdraw her investment so decisively. But no matter how much he talked, the woman still repeated the same sentence. Seeing this, the husband left after making a harsh remark. Now that the woman had withdrawn her investment and refused to release funds, he only had one last option left. That was to use his identity as the woman's husband to misappropriate company funds from the finance office. But what the husband never expected was that the woman had already predicted he would do this, so she had arranged in advance for the divorce agreement to be placed behind the documents. Once the divorce agreement was signed, they would no longer be husband and wife, and the husband would pay the price for his choices. The woman then instructed her assistant to freeze all public accounts, including stocks and funds. She also hired the top lawyers in the country and called the police. Since the husband dared to do this, she would make sure he was prepared for complete ruin. At this moment, the husband knew nothing about it. Instead, he was holding a birthday party for the junior in the office. The two of them even drank cross-cupped wine, amid everyone's cheering. Unexpectedly, the very next second, the woman suddenly appeared in the office, and she brought another big gift with her. The husband was shocked when he heard her words. Embarrassed and angry, he immediately questioned her. He asked why something like this could not be discussed privately, and why she had to take it to court. The woman said it was not impossible to withdraw the lawsuit, as long as the husband publicly admitted that he deliberately lost his own case to let the junior win. The husband told her not to even think about it. He claimed that the junior had just gotten her law license, and if this got out, her reputation would be ruined. He questioned why the woman had to be so petty and keep arguing over such a small matter. Seeing that the husband refused to show any respect, the woman stopped being polite. She bluntly said that they would see each other in court. The husband tried to use the fact that they were married to persuade the woman not to be so ruthless. He claimed that if this spread, people would laugh at them, but the woman said that they were no longer husband and wife. Then she had someone push over the gift she had carefully prepared. When the husband untied the rope and saw balloons floating everywhere, he thought it was an apology gift specially prepared for him.
刘星，谢谢你的礼物。